Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. Well, I went to bed, couldn't sleep. Too much stuff on my mind, I reckon. So I went for a walkabout. Can you see what I got? Raisinets. When was the last time you got some Raisinets? There, maybe you see them there. Good stuff. I'm going to try not to be eating them while I'm talking to you. If I take a pause, ha ha ha, guess what I'll be doing? Oh goodness. I figured it'd be a good time to comment on comments. I ain't done that in a while. Let's see, Grace Childress said on the personal safety video, that's going back a while. Matter of fact, Grandma was on the truck with me when I made that one. That's some great advice. I love the idea of using Hornet spray. I'm keeping some in my car from now on. Plus, the cops won't harass you over having it. Well, not unless you spray them. Don't spray them, they won't say anything. You spray them, they liable to get mad as hornets. Let's see. Scott 379. This one is on It Is What It Is. Said, Joe, first of all, I'm sorry for you and your family's loss. And please never say sorry. It's your channel and you say what you want. We support you, sir. Your grieving is a part of life, and I will be here with you, as all of your subs should be, to support you. Well, thank you, brother. It's awful kind of you. That video was supposed to really be about the sister, but it's kind of weird how some things affect other things. But, hey, man, thank you. Love you. Highway Runner, he says, I'll keep you all in my prayers tonight. Thank you, brother. I'm sure her and her family needs them, and me, I'm always in need of prayers. Let's see here. No Genie in a Bottle says, thank you for your message. It was put on at a perfect time, and thanks to you, I'm in trucking school. I really hope to see you on the road one day, just to shake your hand. God bless you. Well, Stanley, I'm probably going to be dodging you, dude. You're one of them new drivers. Boy, y'all scare me. I'm scared and I fear for my life. Congratulations on getting into school, man. And the best of luck in your career. Hopefully you've watched a lot of my videos and you got a clue on what you're getting into. It is not a TV show. Keep on trucking, 10-4. Let's see. John Hill, he said he ran 10 years over the road pulling flats and low boys. Then he quit that after a few close calls and started hauling gas. Well, dude, you must need some driving lessons. You need to get with me, because if hauling gas is safer than driving down the damn highway, something ain't adding up here, brother. He asked, do you remember the Allison Autotrans in the early 80s, about the time of the 121 brake system? Actually, when I worked for Garrett Construction down in South Texas, that would have been mid-90s, I guess. Late 90s. They had like a 1982, I think it was a Kenworth. It was an automatic. What was it, like you would hit one place there and it was 1 to 3, and another one was 4 to 6, and then 8, 9 type deal, or you could put it in manual and just hit a button. I drove that one a couple of times. That was different. That was the first automatic big truck I ever drove. The gear shift reminded me of the gear shift on the old Dodge pickups. When they had them on the dash, what it reminded me of. Brandon, he commented on a good lesson to learn. He said, "Thank you for that, Papa Joe. You're quite welcome. It's what I'm here for." Let's see, talking about ELDs and hours of service. Let's see. This is Washa. I guess, Wadasha. He's going off about drivers taking their 30-minute breaks on the fuel island. Yeah, that gets old. Seen one doing it yesterday. He was in the back of the line. The truck in front of him on the fuel island had already left. And, I mean, they'd already pulled up, went inside. I was scaling and all that, axling out. So I had first-hand experience of seeing it. So, and he was sitting back there when I got on the cat scale. Nobody on the fuel island in front of him. I did my thing. Drove way around. He was just then pulling up on the fuel island. I went in, got my cat scale, or got my cat ticket, and came out and fueled my wagon. About that time, he pulled up. Another truck pulled in behind him. I finished fueling, and I swung all the way around, got on the cat scale again to reweigh, came off of it, swung all the way around, pulled through the fuel island, went inside, took care of my business, grabbed me a quick little junk thing to eat, got my fuel ticket and my cat scale, my reweigh, came out, and the guy that was on the fuel island behind him was having to back out to leave. And then he cut across the cat scale to leave. This guy just sitting up there in his truck on his phone. It's ridiculous. I mean, some of y'all need to learn some common courtesy. And I know none of my subscribers would do that. Now, I will take my time on the fuel island and stuff, and I'll pull up, and I'll do my deal, and I'll come out, and if I'm needing that 30-minute break, if there's nobody behind me, I will sit there. I ain't gonna lie. But if somebody's done pulled up, I'll keep an eye on them. When they're done fueling, if my 30 minutes ain't up, I'll go park, I'll pull out of the way, I'll do something. I'm not going to hold another truck driver up from making his living just so I can sit there an extra 3 minutes. Hogwash, get off the fuel island. Go on. Cleaning my computer log. I want it to be clean when I read it. Oh, goodness. There we go. I was sitting here, and with these lights and stuff, it was showing how dirty it really was. Here's another oldie. The stuffed pork chops me and Grandma did. Evidently, we have some kind of cook on here. My Red Tail. Curious to know what that means. First, they told me I needed to let the stuffing cool. Let it cool first, etc. No shit. I found that out by the time I grabbed it and said, ow. So you're a few months too late on that advice. I wish you'd talked to me earlier. Then said 169 to 180 degrees on your food check thermal. Well, that's cool. Grandma's probably got one around, but I've never been one to use them. I look in that oven and say, yep, it looks about done. Nope, it don't look done. I ain't made myself sick yet. However, I have had some stuff I compared to shoe leather. So for those of you that cook with thermometers and stuff, you need to get that pork up to 169 to 180 degrees internal. I'm sure is what they're talking about. No genie in a bottle. Papa Joe, thank you for sharing that message. I honestly really needed to hear that today. Now, you told me the other night on a live video how to pronounce that. My bad. But thank you, girl 29. Glad to help. John, he's saying, preach it, Papa Joe. Much obliged. Well, you're quite welcome, John. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Go into the archives and watch a few of my other ones. I've got somebody on here that still, every time I put out a Christian video, they hit the thumbs down. I don't understand that at all. I really don't. I mean, if you don't like my videos, why are you here? Oh, you just don't like my preaching videos, so you're going to give them a thumbs down? You realize you're giving God a thumbs down. Do you care? One day you might learn to care. He might have a word or 12 for you. I've got a big truck behind me, pretty rigged. Those two of them came in back to back. First one made the fuel island. This one ran out of fuel. Almost made the fuel island. And no, I did not offer to push his truck up on the fuel island. It's uphill. Nope, I ain't doing it. Let's see here. A good lesson to learn. John told me thank you. You're quite welcome. Here's another old one. Learn this before getting your CDL. And Jennifer said it really did help me out. Cool, Jennifer. Glad I could help. Here one, April 17th, 2018. Says, Papa Joe, we don't throw our piss bottles out the window, but some drivers do. Those drivers make it harder to find places to park. There's more and more trucks being made, but not land to park on. Well, partner, this is William. Well, William, I tell you what, I've been out here well over 25 years, and I have watched our parking situation just go downhill drastically. Parking on ramps never was a problem. Parking at grocery stores, strip malls, Walmarts, none of them bothered us parking there until they start throwing their trash out. And I tell you what, they can put trash cans out there. I have literally seen with my own eyes a trash can right there, and the driver throw his shit out right here. And some of them literally throw out shit. Come on. So, as much as I hate to say it, some of our parking shortages was brought on by our own people. That sucks, but it's a fact. So, I mean, nobody wants to go around and pick up your feces or pick up pee bottles that are about ready to bust, and nobody wants to keep paying crews to go clean up these little just truck parking places, you know? It's really bad. It really is. And I've got a bag of trash right here, all tied up, nice, decent, and pretty. And there's not a trash can here, but I know I'm going to be fueling tomorrow. So if I don't hit this fuel island, which I might to get a little breakfast before I leave, we'll see. But I know I'm going to be fueling tomorrow. And when you pull up on that fuel island, right there's a trash can at most of them. And you can literally put your window down and just toss it over there into it. Now, how much easier can they make it on us? Yet some would just throw it out right up front there. It's your trash. It won't hurt you. Let it ride with you a little bit. Get to know it a little bit better. And then throw it out at the next truck stop. Tell him our relationship's over. You're out of here. You know, break up with it at the right place. This ain't the right place. Let's see. Martin says, "What's up, Pop?" Well, I am, damn it. And I don't want to be. Let's see. Here's another no genie in the bottle. With wisdom comes humility, simple gifts of the greatest value. And that's Michael Angelo Ghost. Okay. Michael, thank you. Or is that, I don't know. Whoever you are, thank you, man. Here's my foreigner. Can't think of his name. Timothy Pritchards. He put several posts on here. And Timothy, I ain't gonna read them all, dude. You're one of the machine gun posters. Just pow, 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 pow. Let's see here. Brandon, he said, good info, Papa Joe. 100% truth. Keep on keeping on. American Nomad said, oh man, amen. And all of those was on No Genie in the Bottle. Here's April 17th. Says, great video, cool to support the small businesses. Safe travels. And gotta say, you have some very informative and entertaining videos. Well, thank you, Jason. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Go through the archives. There's a whole bunch more back yonder. Share the channel with your friends and whoever. Help me grow. I'm trying to grow a little bit. Good lesson to learn is from Trucking Stone. He's in school, y'all remember. He was on the live feed the other night with us. Says, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Great expectations. And here's No Genie in the Bottle. Our Pop says, thanks, Papa Joe. Keep the light lit. Keep the cigarette lit, too. Then Mark, he gave me exclamation point. Here's April 17. I can't stand those lazy drivers that leave trash everywhere. The other night I was fueling at a Flying J, and some bonehead left a full jug of piss at the fuel island. There are trash cans less than 3 feet away, and they put it on the ground. Stupid stuff like that is why the rest of us drivers get treated poorly. That's by Jim Dango, and you are correct. I was just talking about that. Let's see. Here's Timothy. He says, on your way about it, Papa. Nice and easy, please. He never has told me what country he's from. He said like a 17 or 18 hour difference between him and us, but he ain't never told me. Let's see, someone else commented on the shirt, said I bought it to Mom and Pop. This is one of them. A little bit shorter than I like. But like I told Grandma, okay, I'll make work shirts out of them around the farm. He said, nice shirts. Yeah, it's always best to support the mom and pop business. They are a dying breed, and that's Highway Runner, and that's a fact. They are a dying breed. Once again, last night, I have to fuel at Love's, and that's company rules. Okay, you make me fuel where you want. So I fueled at Love's. That's where I seen the guy taking his break and all that. And I scaled out and fueled, did everything I was supposed to do. I drove across the interstate to Hilltop truck stop. And that's where I spent the night and got a fairly decent dinner. They had one of them little old-time cafes in there. And got a decent dinner out of there. A little pricey, but that's all right. I'll pay a little bit more to keep them in business, and Me and Grandma really didn't get to cook anything last week, so I'm just kind of scratching and sniffing around here to get stuff out of the truck this week. Matter of fact, we'd got tomatoes for a dish at the house that we didn't make. So I brought 2 of them with me and left her 2. I've got a couple ready-made tunas back there. I think I told you all about it. But I slice that tomato all up, open that tuna up, put it on there. I think that one was a ranch tuna. And that's what I had yesterday for lunch. Today for lunch, and last night I ate in a restaurant. Excuse me. This morning I got a couple of their biscuits to go. They was not as good as the dinner, but they made a meal. They made breakfast. Then today for lunch, I was going to jump back there and make me a lunch meat sandwich, and found out my bread's molded. That ain't all bad. No, I didn't eat it. Matter of fact, it's in that trash bag right there. But I've been trying to be a little more careful about some of the stuff I eat. Don't tell Mama about the Raisinets. And the way I was born is if you're still are raised, if you're still hungry, grab another piece of bread. And so I have a bad habit about eating a lot of bread. And having my bread in here long enough to go bad, that tells me I've been watching out on my bread eating. So I'm doing gooder there. Oh. Well, did he wind up having to call a service truck? He may have. Let's see here. Go back to my comments. Oh, matter of fact, I didn't finish that. So what I did is I threw the bread away, and I took some of the lunch meat. I actually chose to go with salami. I've got some salami and some bologna back there, and which are my 2 favorites. So I took the salami and some of my white American cheese. Grandma decided to get some of that to see what it was about instead of the regular yellow. And I made me a lunch meat and cheese roll, and I had stowed her hard-boiled eggs, so I had me 2 hard-boiled eggs and 3 of them lunch meat cheese rolls. That was my lunch. For dinner tonight, I'd planned on eating up here out of this place, but the time I got up there, they didn't have much to choose from. So I elected to eat out of the truck. So I did me up a couple of baked taters in the microwave. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, if you look in Walmart or any of your stores, they have taters that are sealed in saran wrap or whatever, and you just throw them in your microwave. But I did up 2 taters and a can of chili, and I had a po' boy baked tater. Worked for me. For dessert, I'm having Raisinets. Don't tell Mama. Let's see. Then somebody else said, yep, shippers got some trouble coming at them. Well, we'll see about that. And Timothy, you machine gunned your comments again. I ain't gonna read them all to them, brother. I do appreciate you commenting, and I do read them. Let's see. What did you eat today? Y'all remember that one from a day or 2 ago? The Meat Mountain sandwich from Arby's with some onion rings and some milk. and chocolate zingers. I'm just trying to keep my figure. If I was a foot shorter, my figure would be round. LOL. Well, hey, look at it this way. Round is a shape, so you're in shape. Don't let nobody take that away from you. That was American Nomad. See, I'm still helping you out, brother. Samuel. Yay, Mondays. Everyone was tired of the mofo at my job today, but we sucked it up and got our 10 to 12 hours in. It's worth it. A good company and enough money to learn myself a trade. Trucking? ? We'll see. I haven't quite made up my mind yet. P.S. Just picked up some Chef Boyardee myself, and man, saves lives. It's better than overpriced Mickey D's. That's a fact. Says, what I ate today, pulled pork sandwich. Good man, I like my pulled pork. Made from microwavable Hormel tray. Well, damn it. Denny Moore beef stew. 1 can. That ain't all bad. They're okay. A package of beef flavored top ramen noodles. Dude, I have hauled a whole truckload of them, and I was scared to death it was going to rain and my trailer would leak and the thing would just explode. Because I've seen them things swell up when they get wet. It didn't rain. Let's see, 12 ounce of strawberry low-fat Greek yogurt, a few packs of Doritos, 3 beers, a liter of water, and a reason to die and a reason to live. Are you saying it all gave you indigestion or what? That's a hell of a combination there. You sound like back in my Marine Corps days. If it didn't eat me, I'd eat it. Let's see, a real touchy subject. I really don't remember what that one was about. He says, I have never married and never had any children. I am currently 61 and will be 62 this year. Well, I tell you what, that married thing, it's a pendulum. It can be damn good or it can be damn bad. Damn good or damn bad. It's never right there in the middle. Let's see here. Another one on what did you eat today? A couple of Pop-Tarts. Well, I remember the day I used to carry them in here. I'd get the variety packs. I wouldn't even look, just reach down and grab one. Open it up, and I lived off them for a while. Half a dozen of powdered sugar donuts, chocolate milk. Ended up at a Waffle House. T-bone steak and scrambled eggs, hash browns, apple pie. That was my day. Have a good one. Be safe. That was 90 Bob Hop. Ain't a whole lot I can say there, brother. Grant, he had a 6-foot Subway, 6-inch. 6-inch Subway chip soda, 3 Mexican egg rolls, and soda. The damn soda, that's what's going to get you. Speaking of which, last thing that you need to do, Grant, is just carry these 2-liter bottles with you and then turn them up like this. That's bad for you. Don't do it. Let's see. Scott 379, he says, well, sir, I made my country fried chicken and mashed taters yesterday, Sunday, for at least 4 days of trucking. As you know, the weekend is always spent prepping, and I'm sure he's going to say for the coming week. I have to hit to read more. Is spent prepping or week ahead, but tastes damn good. Actually, Scotty. Can I call you Scotty? My son gave me a recipe here recently. He's trying it today at the house. So sometime tomorrow I should hear how it turned out for him. One of his co-workers told him they take a pork loin and they put it in a crock pot, and they take sauerkraut and they drain the juice off the sauerkraut and put it in a crock pot on top of the pork loin. And now this guy said he'd cook it about 3 hours and then he'd throw some sausage and stuff on top of it. Well, the boy and I was talking, and he decided he wanted to marinate that pork loin, but he didn't know what to marinate it in. And I said, well, son, you gonna drain your juice off that sauerkraut like he told you? Yeah, I guess. Marinate it in it, buddy. I mean, you've got it. That's the taste you're after. Go for it. So he went there, and he was talking to me at the store before while he was getting his stuff. And he decided he wanted to get some bratwurst, or some brats, to put on it. He couldn't decide what kind he wanted to get. And I told him that I would get some that was not cooked at all, that they was totally raw. And about the only thing he was finding at that store he was at was beer brats, which I personally don't care for them. I ain't worried about the beer in them or none of that. I just don't like the taste of them. But I told him, hell, you're doing sauerkraut. Beer and sauerkraut ain't that far apart. Get those. So what he's going to do is marinate that pork loin tonight. Then in the morning before he goes to work, he's going to throw it all in the crock pot. Then he's going to go to work, and hopefully when he gets home about 4 hours later for lunch, he's going to have, it'll be done. And he's figuring he's going to have plenty there to last him the rest of the week. He added it up, and he was spending like $15. And we figure he's going to get, roughly speaking, 5 meals. $3 a meal ain't bad. But, and I told him, I said, I think I'm going to give that a whirl when I get home. So, although I am not interested in the beer brats at all. That don't do nothing for me. We're going on past 30 minutes now, 33 minutes. Y'all want me to shut up? Let's see here. This one said, this is Sean. He's the factory worker that came in on the show the other night during his break. Little Caesars and Subway for me. But I don't drive, so I guess I don't eat good some days. Well, that was my whole point, Sean. Is that actually, as Americans, we've got some lousy diets. We really do, people. And they like to holler at us truck drivers, but guess what? We ain't the only fat, unhealthy ones out here. Or here, period. Let's see, April 16th. That must be where I was telling you I'm doing taxes. And Jackson says abolish the IRS. Well, that sounds good, but somebody has got to collect the welfare money. Oh, did I say that? My bad. Here's another old one. Knock it off. And again, it's Jason, not Jackson. It was Jason that said abolish IRS. He says each generation only gets worse. Yeah, but you know what? I'm pushing the hell out of 60 years old. And my parents said the same stuff. And their parents said the same stuff. Everybody just does stuff differently, you know. they don't have our taste in music. We don't have our parents' taste in music, although I can tolerate my parents' music because they listen to rockabilly and, you know, country and the early rock. And I mean, Mama was one of Elvis's biggest fans back in the day. So I can listen to her music a hell of a lot easier than I can listen to the next generation. All that rap and bebop and, no, I just can't handle it. Let's see. Cat Daddy says, where are you driving to? Well, that was the 16th, so that was Monday. And folks, I'm always driving the same way. Same places, more or less. I'm either going south towards Houston or somewhere in Texas, like now, or I'm heading back to the yard. So, here's Scott 379. He says, as far as I know, they did take the per diem away. Well, they didn't take it away this year, but they are talking about taking it away next year. And boy, if they do, that's going to put the hurts on some of us. I ain't sure since I'm going regional, but the previous year I was gone 300 days out of the year. No, 330. Then the year before that, no, that year I was 300, and the year before that was 330 that I was away from the house. That's a heap of per diem. I would hate to think it. Let's see, here's Trucking Stone. What all did you take to that school with you, dude? On what did you eat today? He says 2 fried eggs on a George Foreman. Now I've got 2 kinds of George Foremans. I got the countertop one, which ain't overly big, but it ain't the smallest I've ever seen. Then I have a stand-up outside George Foreman. It's got a pedestal and stuff. I've never tried to cook an egg on it. It's never even crossed my mind. And actually there, Trucking Stone, you need to check into Burton Stove. Once you get out of training and away from your trainer and all that, and you go get in your own truck, leave me a message somehow. Let's see, I think you've got my email address. You figured that out where you contact me or message me or something, but get in touch with me. And I think in my archives I have a video on that Burton stove. Even if I do, if you contact me at that time, I'll do a new video about that Burton stove. Dude, you can do a lot with it. It's a 12 volt plugged into your cigarette lighter, and it can save you a ton of money. I've wore out several of them over the years. I love them. I love them. They're great. Let's see, but he had 2 eggs on the George Foreman, 2 pieces of toast. Did you cook that on the Foreman too? Tell the truth. I bet he did. Excuse me. A banana, a ham sandwich, and 2 Hot Pockets. I'll bet the ham sandwich, if that was ham and cheese, boy, that'd been good on that George Foreman. See, given I may just be in trucking school, but that diet ain't looking so nutritious. Dang, Papa, sometimes when you're running, there just ain't enough time to eat well. Be safe out there. Not only is it not enough time, it's very costly. Me and Grandma was on a diet out here when she was with me. That would have been, I don't know, 2004 or something like that. And man, it cost me dearly. And nowadays there's not even as many truck stops with restaurants as there was then. They're less and less every year. So now if you ain't careful, you're being forced to eat out of the McDonald's and all the fast food joints. And you know that ain't good for you. And then comments on the Southern Sunday afternoon. But with that, we're pushing 40 minutes. I know people are dropping like flies. I had somebody made a comment to me. I don't remember who it was. I think it was American Nomad. And he made a comment about it had been a long day, and he put on one of my videos and got listening to me, and it carried him the last hour or 100 miles or whatever it was. And I told him that's a compliment. And it is, folks. That's a compliment. So hopefully he's not the only one that I am helping to pass the miles. At one time I got addicted to the books on tape, on cassettes. I had a deal going with my local library where I was buying them from other drivers out here, and I'd listen to them, and when I got done, I donated them to my library. And I could check out as many books on tape in there as I wanted and keep them as long as I wanted. They had already, because we'd done had the top. And the new girl, or the old girl, taught the new girl that that's Papa Joe. He donates tons of these books. Don't even worry about it if he keeps them over, because he's going to keep them over, but they'll come back. But, yeah, if you can get into listening to something or someone, it can help to cover a lot of miles. And for that individual to pass that compliment on to me, that was a little feather in my hat. And I appreciate you acknowledging it. That's a good thing. So, but folks, this is going on 45 minutes. I got long-winded. But I do appreciate all the comments. Thank you all very much. I do read them. I don't always get to reply to them. A lot of times I just hit the like. Every once in a while I'll hit the love button. But I appreciate the interaction. And if y'all would, go to those Christian videos that I put out yesterday and hit the like button if you haven't already. I've got the one atheist individual that gives me the thumbs down, and that really hurts my ratings. So it affects more than you can imagine. So if anybody has not hit the like button, please go back over there, hit the thumbs up for me. With that, I want to remind you, God loves you, and so do I. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have the channel. And because of you, it's doing pretty darn good. And I appreciate each and every one of you. All my new subscribers, howdy. Thank you for subscribing. Hope you enjoy the videos. Go through the libraries. Check out playlists, they call it. There's a ton of stuff back in the archives that you might enjoy. Y'all have a blessed evening. Be careful out there. Good night.